Okay, hey. So now we're going to go straight to some problems because they do a lot of blah, 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 a lot of talky talk. So we're going to go straight to some problems. So go ahead and get practice on working problems with finding the circumference or the perimeter of a circle, okay? Here we go. All right. Look in here, student page 100. Let's go ahead and just work the first one. It says, find the circumference. So right when it says find the circumference, we know we're going to do either C equals pi times diameter, or we're going to go C equals 2 pi r. We either do pi times a d, the diameter, which is all the way across the circle, or if they told you the radius, you're going to use the one that has radius. And you need two radiuses to be the same as one diameter. But you're going to pick which one you want to use. They mean the same, just one uses a radius, one uses a diameter. So let's read this problem. Find the circumference. Give an exact answer in terms of pi. Use pi equals 22 over 7 and express your answer as a fraction in lowest terms. Use the pi button on your calculator, which we do not have, and express your answer to the nearest hundredth. So they want you to do three different things. Okay? So we're not going to do this one, C, because we don't have a pi button. We don't have a scientific calculator. So let's do A. Now, look over at the drawing. You got to decide, am I going to use the formula that deals with a radius, or am I going to use the formula that deals with a diameter? So, I can tell that that line segment is halfway across the circle. So halfway is called a radius. So we're going to choose to use that one. This is the formula we're going to use, okay? Because it has the radius in it. If it had been all the way across, you would have used the one that had diameter in the formula. So we're not going to use this one this time. So just look at this one. We'll see if we have enough room to work. If not, we'll put it on a piece of notebook paper. So I'm going to go ahead and put it on a piece of notebook paper. So I'm going to say C, oops, that's not very good. C equals 2 pi r. Okay, we don't know what C is, so go to the next row and put C equals, they gave you the 2, and they said for A, give your answer in terms of pi. Now, they haven't even explained that to us, but I'm going to explain it to you. In terms of pi means they want you to have this pi symbol in your answer. So you're not going to substitute the pi for 3.14 or 22 over 7. You're going to leave the pi alone. When they say give your answer in terms of pi, that means leave your answer with a pi. Do not change the pi. So the only thing we have to substitute is the r. So look back at the drawing. It doesn't tell you over in words, it tells you in the drawing what the radius is. So the radius is 14. So take that 14, plug it back into your problem. This is part of the formula. 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 This is the only piece of information they tell us. So we're going to erase the r. Well, we're going to go down to the next row and put a 14. Now, we talked about a minute ago when things are squished together, we know that means time. So you don't get them all mixed up, I'm going to say I'm multiplying these three things together. So let's go to the next row. C equals 2 times pi times 14. So this is just a symbol. You don't have a number to replace that with. So let's combine like terms. Let's multiply those two guys together. Okay? 14 times 2. Go ahead and do it in your calculator. Okay? So you got 28. And remember it said leave your answer in terms of pi, meaning leave the pi alone. We want that symbol pi to be in our final answer. Okay, so you're through with A part. That was A. Now we're going to go to B. Go back over to B. It says use 22 over 7 as pi. So this time you are going to erase or substitute pi. And instead of pi, you're going to put 22 over 7. Then you're going to write your answer as a fraction in lowest terms. So let's come back over. Let's write the formula again. You still want the one that has a radius in it. We're still in the same problem, except they wanted us to do something different this time. The 2 is already given to you. Instead of a pi, if you look back in the words, it says pi is equal to 22 over 7. And then we know that r, still the same problem, r is 14. All we did was substitute what they told us to. And this one came from the drawing. So let's go to the next row. We have a fraction and 2 whole numbers. We can put ones under these and multiply across the top, multiply across the bottom, or we can go ahead and combine these first. Like up at the top, it made 28. So let's do that. 2 times 14 is 28. So you're going to have 28 times what they put for pi. So let's go to the next row. To multiply a whole number and a fraction together, don't start doing a bunch of junk in the calculator. Don't try to turn it into a decimal because it clearly said write your answer as a fraction. So we can't be doing that. Let's change it to a decimal because that's easier. So how do we make 28 a fraction? I know at least some of you said put a 1 under it. That's how you make a whole number a fraction. So let's go to the next row. Multiply across the top. So go to a calculator. 28 times 22. But do yours on a calculator, please. $616. Now multiply across the bottom. So you multiply across the top and you multiply across the bottom. 1 times 7 is 7. Now it says write it as a fraction in lowest terms. So we're going to have to get a calculator and see if 616 will divide by 7 or not. If you can reduce that or not. Let's see. So 616 divided by 7 is the same thing as 88. See how I put 616 divided by 7 is the same thing as 88. So I'm going to have to look in the teacher's edition because they say write your answer as a fraction in lowest terms. So I don't know if they want 88 over 1. I don't know. I'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay? So here's how you leave your answer in terms of pi, meaning leave that alone, leave it as pi. Here's how you use 22 over 7. Now we're going to figure out how do you use 3.14. Okay? We're going to find the circumference of a circle using 3.14. But I'm going to go ahead and push pause because I want to come around and see if you guys have all finished this, okay?